In New York Monday, and that's where the Knicks formally introduced longtime agent Leon Rose as the team's new president, and he was in attendance, and the Knicks guys were apparently inspired.
That's right, Matt. The Leon Rose era begins.
RJ Barrett with 19 in the first half.
The brotherhood.
Oh, my God.
Now we got you saying it.
All right, he's moved on. He's a Knick now. No, I really like what he's been doing. I mean, quiet as it's kept, to be able to adjust after All-Star break, be a rookie, and continue to put up the numbers he's putting up.
He had 19 at the half of the Knicks. Knicks led by as many as 21. Here come the Rockets. Daniel House, yes. Robert Covington for three. Yes.
The way that the Rockets shoot the ball, Matt, they always have a chance to get back in the game.
Always in it, and they're chipping away here. As James Harden, not a great shooting night, but he's got skills.
Yes.
Harden,
he does.
Super skills. 35
points, 8 boards, and 8 assists for the Beard. And New York's lead is down to 3. Here comes Russell Westbrook.
What athleticism that he showed there to be able to take that to the house.
So some would say it's a skill of its own. Westbrook had 24. Knicks lead down to 2. Up 1 now. It's Barrett on P.J. Tucker. Kind of bullied him.
Loves to go left, and, you know, somebody didn't read the scouting report.
Oh, we had free throws, and then the Rockets have a chance here.
Well,
it's Westbrook.
It seems that, like, playing hard tonight beats skill.
Leon Rose is unbeaten. The Rose era begins with a win. They're 1-0. Parade time, 125-123. The win ends an 8-game losing streak against the Rockets for New York. Houston had not lost at Madison Square Garden since 2009, if you can believe that.
Wow.
This game also ends Houston's 6-game win streak overall. It's the first time in 11 games this season the Rockets have lost a game in which they made at least 23s. The amazing thing about that is 11 times they've hit 23s this season. Time now for the moment of celebration presented by Sherwan Champagne. It's RJ Barrett tying his career high with 27, Zeke.
Oh, going left. He loves to go left. Here he goes. The Sherwan moment of the night for the brotherhood.
Listen, and you know what? Let's send him a case, man. We gotta send him a case. He's not
Is he old enough?
He's not of age.
I
Okay.
was like, hold on.
You know what? I'll send it to his dad. There you go.
Great shot makers. All right, I want to go back to the Knicks for a second. This will be the 7th straight year the Knicks missed the playoffs. Leon Rose is now officially on the job. What is the blueprint? What can he do to turn this thing around?
Candace.
I'm going to pass the rock. I'm passing the rock to both sides. I mean, he's got to have power to make decisions. I think that's been the biggest thing, is being able to have the power to form the direction of the team. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know a team that I've been on that has been successful where the front office and the players aren't in sync. And so I think there's not one player that solves that. I mean, they drafted Porzingis. He was an amazing player. But you got to be able to keep your franchise guy happy. And with that comes a change in culture. You look at blueprints from other successful organizations. Golden State, the way that they changed their blueprint. You bring in a star player that's going to put up numbers on the court, but you need him to be a good guy off. And I think that that's the biggest thing.
I think they have a chance to be good, and I think Leon has a chance to succeed. This is the first time in truly a long time that Jim has made the decision in terms of working with someone that he knows, that he's got a relationship with, and I think we'll get them on the right path. So I do think that Jim and Leon will be on the same page. I think in terms of acquiring talent, drafting talent, putting together a team, Leon's well connected. I think he knows the league, understands the league, and then can they get lucky? Can you get lucky and get the right piece? But I do think for the first time in a long time, I do think the front office and the ownership will be on the same page.
And when you talk about Jim, you're talking about James Dolan, the owner, who's taken a lot of heat over the years about the way he runs that team.
And I think he's taken a lot of heat, in my opinion, unfairly. And I'm a personal friend of his, have known him for a very long time. And as I've explained to some of you here, he gets blamed for a lot of things that he has really been hands off on. I think, again, this is the first time in a very long time that I think he's going to have someone that he can work with where they're truly on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Leon Rose, the challenge in New York is that there's so much pressure to be successful, and I don't know if there's a quick fix. I mean, I'm looking at this roster here, and you question, first of all, what were they doing this past summer? And I think sometimes when you swing for the fences like they have in recent years, you're going for the big name, you're going for the marquee name and all-star, and then you settle for what you settle for. It's like, do you spend money for the sake of spending money? And so how do you extract yourself and get rid of some of these players and bring in the right kind of, who do you want to be? What style do you want to play? These are all sort of questions that I think internally they have to figure out. I don't know if you can just snap your fingers, but if you're methodical and deliberate and you have a plan and you can execute it, I think you can ultimately get there. And as Isaiah, you talked about them being aligned, that's a really positive thing. But I don't think it's an overnight, But
you got to have players that want to come play for your organization. So you have to be able to attract free agents in the big scheme of things. And in order to do that, the right free agents. But it's got to be a culture change.
Right.
There has to be a culture change.
Even in New York, you have to prove to the players that you know what you're doing and you know how to build a team. Then they'll come.
So I would say this about Jim Dolan and players. And again, I've been around for a very long time with him. He's very good to the players. Now, organizationally, management, there has been some hiccups. But in terms of his relationship with players, understanding players and everything else, and people wanting to be a part of New York, that has been there. Now, a lot of us, me included, have failed, but it hasn't been Jim Dolan's fault.
For me, it's four words. Stick to a plan.
Yeah.
Decide what it is and keep doing that thing until it works.
Go get Porzingis back.
Well, that would help, too. Speaking of which, on the way, Luka back in the lineup for the Mavericks. We're back with their night in Chicago on the other side.